What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome back to another FIFA 20 Ultimate Team video on the channel guys. We're going to be doing another one of the Advanced SBCs today. Previously we had a look at the Hybrid Leagues one. Going to be doing the Hybrid Nations as you can see in this one guys. And then that will leave obviously the League Nation Hybrid and the National Pride one left to do. They're slightly more expensive, slightly more difficult and complex, so I've left them till the end. Obviously want to do these ones first just to kind of get to grips with it. So yeah, Hybrid Nations. Now, I think this is actually the cheapest of the lot, I have to say. I think in the Hybrid Leagues video, I did actually say that it was worth 20k, and I think I got that wrong. I believe this is the one that's 20k. So apologies for that. Yeah, I've realised after recording, I think I did actually get that wrong. So I just want to point that out at the start of this one. But yeah, first of all, let's have a look at the first squad, which is called the Final Four. So we're going to need exactly 4 nations in this squad. You're only allowed 4 players from the same nation, 4 players from the same club. We need at least 4 rare players, and we do need at least 70 rated squad and 80 chemistry. So pretty similar to the Hybrid Leagues. Before I'm going to get these mixed up, I know I am. Before the Hybrid, like the Hybrid Leagues one, we're going to need a fairly simple squad to do, guys. It's honestly, the first one's going to be completely down to you in terms of what players you've got in your club. It's going to be whatever is the cheapest and fits for you personally. You could go out and have a look at various kind of solutions on different websites, but I think this is one of those squads. It's that easy to do. There's no set way to do it. It's extremely easy. You can go for whatever you want. So just have a look in your club and see what players you can put in to get it done as cheaply as possible. Now, for me, I started off with, to be honest, I started with bronze players. I have to say, like, you could say start off with golds to get some like high rated players in, but I started with a bronze just because I knew that I'd be able to get a few of my rares in straight away. So I've actually gone for Aaron Chapman in goal there as a bronze rare card. Obviously all these players at the back here are English. They're not all from the same league, unfortunately, as the right centre back is from League 2, whereas all the others from League 1. But still gets enough chemistry. Obviously you need 80 in the squad. The right centre back is Charlie Raglan. The central centre back is John White, and then the left centre back is Ashley Easton. So honestly guys, like, not really going to be worth like a huge amount. These are literally all pulled from the bronze pack method. If you guys have been doing that throughout the year, you're going to have plenty of players to get these sort of easier squads done. If you want to pick them up off the market, not really going to be overly expensive. Wouldn't have thought, like this guy here, literally 200 coins straight away, so easy peasy. Then for the rest of it, I went into the central area for any sort of like central midfielders that are going to link together. So I do have Van Overeem, who's obviously Dutch in the Dutch league. These are all Dutch from the Dutch league. So silver rare centre mid, gets another one of the rare players in there. And then we've got Lex Immers, who is very slow, so literally holds like no value. And then we've also got Jorrit Hendricks as a goal player, just to kind of boost the rating a little bit. And that works really nicely in there, guys. Now, in terms of rares, you probably don't really want to be going for any rare golds, just because obviously they are a little bit more valuable. Rare bronzes is ideally the best way to go. Obviously a couple of silvers, just because that's why I had my club, and I checked the price of them. They're literally worth about 300, 400 coins each, so there's no dramas really putting those in on my part. And then you're just left with like the 2 strikers and the 2 wide players. But of course you need to get you need to hit the nation requirements. I was to say the league requirements, but the nation requirements. So I've actually gone for silvers on the right side, just to make sure I get at least 70 rated squad as well. Don't want to put too many bronzes in there. So we've got Toyofumi Sakano, Japanese from the J League, 65 rated. And then we've also got Takahiro Sekine, or Sekine, I don't know. But yeah, another silver there. And then on the left, just kind of random players. I try not to put too many players from the major leagues into a squad like this, just because it's so easy to do. So if you can just throw in players that you don't use as much, or that aren't required as often, I recommend doing that, just because you want to save players from the major leagues for the slightly more complex squads. Then yeah, I would do that. So that's why I've got 2 Ukrainian league players out on the left side. So we've got Konoplyanka there on left mid. And I've actually got a goalkeeper playing up front in Piatov, but he works absolutely fine. And because they're gold, obviously helps to get the rating requirement. And gets you a Electron Players Pack, guys. Now, that's actually a 71 rated squad, which, of course, you only need 70, so you could potentially drop it down, but it didn't really bother me too much. An 80 chemistry easily achieved with a 92 chemistry there. So, as you can see, that there was a lot of dead links in there. Makes it very, very easy to do. Not difficult in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to go with the same route as what I did with the hybrid leagues SBC. I'm going to actually go with the most complex one next because I think that's the easiest way to do it. So this one is called Around the World. This is easily the most difficult one we're going to have looked at so far because you do need an 81 rated squad, so it will make it a little bit more expensive if you don't have these players in your club already. So we need at least 10. Well, sorry, exactly 10 nations, not at least, it's got to be exactly 10. So we're going to have 2 players that are going to be the same nationality. Need at least 8 rare players, which does make it a little bit more difficult because there's kind of select players you can put in. Obviously, 81 rated squad. And has to have 100 chemistry. So, you've got to be careful. You've got to have players in the right position. You can't just throw players anywhere like I did with the previous one where I had a goalkeeper playing on the striker position. Got to have players in the right position. I've only got one exception in this particular squad where I've got Jorginho there on the right wing, but because it's all from the same league, it makes it a little bit easier to do that. With the 81 rated squad, I've got a few pretty high rated cards, Jorginho being the joint highest with Otamendi there, but we'll go through the squad from the back. So in goal, we've got Pope. I should point out as well, actually, obviously this is all Premier League. Now, because you need exactly 10 nations, the only way you're going to get the links without having like players from the same nation would be to have players from the same league. Premier League obviously has a lot of players from around the world, various different nationalities, so Premier League's a pretty good one to go for. A lot of the major leagues are fine. French league probably isn't as good because mainly just French players there, but Bundesliga and Serie A were absolutely fine. I'm not sure about La Liga. La Liga's a lot of Spanish players, but there are a lot of players from different countries as well, so that would be an interesting one. It might be a little bit more difficult to do though, I'd say. Premier League's just kind of the easiest way to do it, I would say, guys. It's, in my opinion, I like straight away first thing was just to go straight for the Premier League, and it worked. So we got Pope in goal as an English player. Right wing back, we have got Doherty, which is useful. Obviously, Wolves being quite a useful team for this particular squad because they actually play with wing backs. So we've got Doherty from Republic of Ireland, Otamendi as an 83 rated card just to boost that rating a little bit more, which allows us to have these slightly lower rated cards like Doherty and Pope and a few others that I'll point out in a second. See Otamendi there from Argentina. We've got Joel Matip from Cameroon as an 82 rated card. Then we've got Bailly as an 80 from Ivory Coast. Kolasinac at left wing back, Bosnia he's from. So, really good option there. Only 79 rated, but like I said, because we've got a few slightly higher rated cards, it allows us to put these players in. The 2 players I've got there are actually from the same nation as the 2 centre mids, or CDMs as they are, Matic and Milivojevic. This works really nicely, like 81 rated as well, so they're perfect for this, guys. Left wing, we've got Almiron from Paraguay. Striker is Wesley from Brazil, and then of course, like I pointed out before, we have got Jorginho, who is Italian, playing on the right wing. Holds not a lot of value, even though he's a ball player, because he's so slow, he's not very usable. So I didn't mind sticking him in there at all. So anything really, guys, it's going to be players from the same league, it's going to work absolutely fine. That's just the easiest way to do it. You don't want to make it too complex for yourselves. Make sure you get players that are in the correct position. Try and throw in the odd higher rated card just to make it a little bit easier for yourselves, because I doubt you're going to have 11 players that are all going to be 81 rated. But it does get you a 50k pack, again, like the previous SBC that we did. And hopefully this time it's going to be a little bit more successful than the last one. We're going to move on to Elite 8 for the third squad, guys. Exactly 8 nationalities for this one, but only allowed a maximum of 2 players from the same nation. 3 players from the same club is the limit, so not too bad. You only need 5 rares for this one as well. It does have to be a whole gold team though. It does have at least 88 chemistry, but that isn't too difficult to achieve. So, like I said before, with the other one, we've gone for a whole Premier League team. I pointed out that obviously Serie A and Bundesliga were good options to go for. Gone for a full Serie A squad on this one, guys. So basically, you've got to have essentially the same again, where you've got all players that are different, but just instead of, like, previously we had 2 players from Serbia in Milivojevic and Matic. This time we just got a couple more examples of that type of thing going on, where we've got a few players at the same nationality. But yeah, you'll see that as and when we go. So, to start it off in goal, we've got Robin Olsen from Sweden, plays for Cagliari. I've actually got a Cam, a right back, also you can kind of get away with that because you need 88 chemistry. So yeah, we've got Soriano there, Italian. The other Italian that I have is Destro in the striker position. I think that's Bologna that he plays for. Yeah, very, very cheap option as a 75. Centre backs, we've got Bastos and also Nkulu. Yeah, again, not too bad. Cameroon, and is that Angola that he plays for? Yeah, Angola. So obviously slightly more obscure nations. You're not going to have too much difficulty. I think the easiest thing to do actually, guys, is to try and get in all your different nations first, and then just fill in the duplicate nations at the end. You don't want to go in and fill in your duplicates first, because you never know, you might not have a different nation for a certain position. So try and get your different nationalities in first. Left back, we've got Mario Rui as a Portuguese player, and he's actually also in there with Miguel Veloso, who's the other Portuguese player. Right centre mid is Jamaili. I have 2 Ivorian players in here, which I didn't really expect to be doing, but we've got Fofana in the left centre mid role, and we've got Gervinho left wing. And then I've also just finished it off with Henrik Mkhitaryan in there. Very, very cheap player this year, because, you know, he's not that quick for a winger. If he was in Cam, he may be a little bit more desirable. I still don't think he would hold that much value, despite the 5-star weak foot. Just not really that great at the card this year. But very, very easy to do. Like I said, just any players from the same league is going to work absolutely fine. It's not difficult to get a couple of players that are just from the same nation. Like I've got Fofana and Gervinho. I have 2 Italians, I have 2 Portuguese. Like, it's not difficult to do that. Kind of the main example, of course, is going to be like the two Italians in the Italian league. Like if you're in the Spanish league, you're going to find it easy to get 2 Spanish players, or like in the Bundesliga, 2 German players. It's not going to be difficult. So very easy to get done, guys, on that one. Prime gold players pack for this one, 45k pack. Didn't have one of those in the previous SBC set that we did. But very, very good pack nonetheless. And the final one, guys, just to end off this one, is going to be 6 of the best. So this time, it's exactly 6 nations. Maximum 3 players from the same nation, maximum 3 players from the same club. 75 rated team, which makes you think, you know, pretty much mainly a whole gold team. You can get away with a few silvers. Like you can see for me in this one, I've got a 79 rated squad, so I could whack a few silvers in there. Doesn't really bother me, to be honest. You know, a lot of these are kind of discard players. You can easily pack these players again. It's very easy to retain them, as they're just like non-rare golds. These are the sort of players that you get in your packs a lot, and you're like great, I don't really want that. I wanted like a Ronaldo, but these players are very, very easy to get back. 85 chemistry, which isn't really that hard to get, to be honest. Like, I mean, you see I've got 98. You can maybe say that you think it'd be difficult to get because of the kind of the way that the squad is set up, but as you can see, I've got literally all green links. I've managed to get it to work quite nicely, so it works quite well. So what I've got for this squad, guys, obviously, like I said, you could copy this if you wanted to. I wouldn't necessarily recommend copying, because obviously you probably won't have half these players in your club, but if you do have these players, then by all means, you know, you just go for it. But if you're, you know, you could look to buy from scratch, and this wouldn't necessarily be like the very, very cheapest solution. On various kind of sites, they may be cheaper, but this is one that you could go for. So in goal, we've got Mike Maignan, I don't know how you pronounce his name. So yeah, French league players. Alongside, we've got Christophe Herrelli, which is obviously French centre back, and then we've got Aguilar as a right back there. He's probably about 1,000 coins. He's actually one of the best right backs in that league, but just doesn't hold any value just because he's still not that great. But that works nicely. They're all on full chem, despite all the dead links. And then the left side of the defence is actually something that's worked very well for me personally. I've actually got a perfect link going on here with Luke Shaw and Phil Jones. So Phil Jones isn't on full chem because he has like 3 dead links off him, but he's still on 7 chem because of the perfect link, so that works quite well. You to be honest, you could get away with something like Joe Gomez would work there. I wouldn't recommend putting Joe Gomez in, but just a standard green link would be fine, or like Eric Bailly, that would work, because you know there's plenty of room for manoeuvre with the chemistry. On the left, I've actually gone for a little triangle here. So we've got Marco Grujic, who is on loan at Hertha Berlin. Then we've got Solomon Kalou on the left wing position, going to be extremely cheap, guys. He's only got 65 pace as a winger. He's just one of those players. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't retired by now. He must be so old. Like 1985 he was born. And then there's Ibisevic as well. In the striker position, again, another very, very slow player. These are the sort of players that just aren't going to be very good on the pitch, so they're going to be like SBC fodder, 100%. And then we've polished it off with some Spanish La Liga players. I've got Angel up front, and then Edu Exposito, who's actually got 5-star weak foot, interestingly. And then I've actually just got a CDM in Javi Garcia there. Originally I did actually have a right mid, but I decided to go for a slightly lower rated card there just because of the rating. I didn't want to have like a stupidly high rated squad, and it still gets a chemistry, so it works absolutely fine. I could have had 100 chemistry, but who cares? And that is going to get done, guys. Now, I would recommend trying to get some green links in here. It just makes it a little bit easier. Obviously, 85 chemistry, there's a little bit of room for manoeuvre. You could have a few soft links, but I think because 4-4-2 is such an easy formation to make work with chemistry, I think if you can get like a few triangles going on, like I've got here, or just like a little line across the back, the odd perfect link, it's going to make it very, very easy to get this one done. Like I said, 4-4-2 works really, really well for chemistry. It's such an easy formation to get hybrids, like with your main teams or anything like that. So very, very easy to do this one, guys. And only a 75 rated squad, so you could get some silvers, or maybe even like 1 bronze you might get away with in this squad if you got this here. I think this squad you could probably get away with a bronze, if I'm honest, but it doesn't really bother me too much. A gold players pack for this one. The packs are probably slightly worse, I would say, than the hybrid leagues, but I think it's because the hybrid nations is a little bit easier to complete, is a little bit cheaper as well. So it's kind of understandable, but you do get the rare mega pack as well, like the hybrid leagues. So a 55k pack is going to be really, really good. And obviously there's the 50k pack as well. So still some very good packs for the hybrid nations. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get something to give us a bit of profit on this one. We didn't really get anybody to really shout about in the hybrid league. So hopefully hybrid nations can be a little bit more successful for us. There's not going to be a board player here. It's literally mainly all non-rare players in this pack, so didn't really expect a lot. Mendy as the rare there, as the goalkeeper. Not really a lot else to kind of scream and shout about there, just players to replenish in the club. What pack should we go for next? Let's go with the Electrum Players pack. And obviously all these packs are just about trying to recuperate those coins that if you did spend money to complete the squads, it's just recuperating the coins. And you know, for me personally, it's recuperating the players at the moment. That's kind of the main goal, and then any extra that we can get in terms of coin value out of players is a bonus. That's obviously what we're mainly here to do, try and make some money out of it, else it would be a little bit pointless, but we will see. We'll see how it goes for us. Prime gold players pack on this one, so there's going to be at least a board. It is a walkout, guys. Come on, let's go. French centre back, is that? Oh, it's Laporte. Wow, he's probably still pretty expensive. Is Varane actually a walkout this year? I don't know what rating is, but that's not a bad card, to be honest. Laporte, I mean, we'll take that. He's going to be pretty expensive. Probably like 30-40k, I want to say. Sacco as well there. Obviously, these are all going to be tradable, so that's not bad. That, yeah, like 35-40k, something like that. It was probably 35, I think, for Laporte. So very, very good, guys. Actually, don't get many walkouts, so I'm very happy with that. We've got Benega. Torreira as well, which isn't too bad. A few other players to sell. So I would like to say that's, you know, we've made a bit of profit out of this finally, and we've still got a 50k pack and a 55k pack to go. So let's go with a rare mega pack. With this one, just because there's a few consumables in it, even though it's actually the pack holds a little bit more value. There's a few consumables. Wow, that's not even a board. That is disappointing. Disappointing for a rare mega pack. Perrin, who I do already have, so that's going to be duplicate. But yeah, Laporte was a very, very good pull, I've got to say. Very good pull. Mandanda there. Malqui, a few squad fitnesses, which are going to be a big help. Perrin, Boyata, and Hernandez around a kit, which we will discard. So we're going to end it with a 50k pack, guys. Can we get a big card? Previously in hybrid leagues, Kepa was the best player in all the packs, and he did come from the 50k pack. So hopefully we can get our best player in this one, because if we can get something better than Laporte, that would be phenomenal. Can we get at least a board, guys? That would be good. It is at least a board. It is another walkout. 2 walkouts. Come on. Oh, it's going to be 11. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I got seriously trolled there. Seriously trolled. Szczesny, not Lewandowski. That is annoying. Oh well, we'll take that. That's still very, very good. When you see the Polish flag, you're like, nobody else exists other than Lewandowski. But we will take that. Szczesny, 86 rated card. Is there anything else in there, guys? To top it off, John Stones, Casillas, a couple of board players there. Babel with a great pink hair. Torreira again. Very, very good 50k pack in general. Szczesny's not like overly expensive because goalkeepers are just quite cheap in general this year, because none of them seem to be that great. But that was very, very successful. More successful than the hybrid leagues, and the hybrid nation is actually a little bit cheaper to complete. So that just kind of confirms that it's just all down to pack luck, really. It doesn't matter what the packs are, it's whether you're going to pack the players or not. So guys, if that was quite helpful and useful and entertaining, then feel free to leave a like. Comment to let me know what you guys have packed in these advanced SBCs. Obviously the hybrid nation specifically for this one, but just let me know what you got in all of them in general. I'll be quite interested to know. Obviously I've done the hybrid leagues as well myself, so I'd like to know what you got in that. If you got any walkouts, if you got any boards. Obviously some board players are quite expensive, so just let me know. You know, maybe if you've got any like Scream cards or anything like that. I still haven't packed a Scream card yet. Doesn't look like I will at any point, but I'd love an Insigne. That would be phenomenal. So let me know about that, guys, and let me know if I'm kind of clear enough in terms of how to get the squads done. I know, like, I probably rushed them, to be honest. They're quite simple, but if it's something that I haven't quite explained, then obviously let me know. And if you wanted to subscribe to my channel and you haven't done that already, to see all like my up and coming Ultimate Team videos, for example, like obviously I've got more advanced SBCs coming. Just other stuff in general, like more SBCs, more kind of like tips and various things. Do a few gameplay things, but not kind of as much, because I find it difficult to stomach the gameplay, I've got to say. Yeah, then obviously subscribe, that would be much appreciated. But that is going to be it from me, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you later.